TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond. TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond. TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond. TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond. TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond.
Sorry, leave me a message.
I just wanna love you. Meet me at the hotel room, or you can come over. So many things I wanna do to your body, driving me crazy. I just wanna love you. Meet me at the hotel room, or you can come over. So many things I wanna do to your body.
All right. Good evening and welcome to Bedroom Chronicles. My name is Mercury's Rise and I'll be your host today. My guest today is D Money. D Money will be talking about intimacy in the bedroom with the same-sex partner. So all of us should learn a very good lesson today. D Money? D Money?
Yes, Ms. Mercury, how are you this evening?
I'm wonderful, and thank you for being my guest today.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm glad that you have me.
All right. So, the title of my book is Bedroom Chronicles.
Yes.
True love is hard to find.
True.
So, I would like for you to give us your perception of intimacy in the bedroom, and you can give us a little bit of detail about your background or your sexual spices that you like in the bedroom.
All right. Well, start with my own personal experience. I am a male with the same sex partner. We've been together for 17 years. Everyone plays a role in the bedroom. My role is a pleaser. I like to please my partner. It's not about me, it's about the other person. I've always been different. I like to do different things. You can't keep doing the same thing. You know, it gets old, it gets boring. You want to keep it spicy. You want to keep it, uplifted. A lot of women...
D Money.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to get everything that you're saying. So I need you just slow it down just a little bit for me, because some people probably taking notes.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. I'm sorry. I do talk fast. I am a male. I am a male with the same sex partner. We've been together for 17 years. I am a little different than everybody else. I like to do the third party where it's like you do what everybody else don't. I don't like to do the same thing all the time because it gets boring. I believe in a relationship in a bedroom, you're supposed to keep it spicy. You should always have something new, something you want to try, something different. A lot of people don't know that underneath the male scrotum, I would say, is sex. It's a little piece before you get to the anus called the gooch. That's what I prefer to refer.
Okay.
I like to refer to that as the male tickle box.
What's that called?
The gooch.
The gooch?
Yes,
Okay.
It's the little piece of skin underneath the balls before you get to the anus.
Okay.
And I like to prefer to that, refer to that, reference that as far as calling it the male tickle box.
Oh, it's a male tickle box. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone, male or female, has tried it, but in my lifestyle, I feel like that is like, the peak of something new. A lot of guys like it. It's different. It's something they've never had before. Also, the male G-spot is in the anus area.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, D. You breaking up a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do I sound better now?
Yes.
Okay. A lot of guys don't know, straight or gay, that the male G-spot is in the anus area. It's not directly in the anus, but it's close to it. And a lot of people are kind of funny about going in that area. I'm not. I guess it's because of my lifestyle, but I get a lot of pleasure, and I give a lot of pleasure in that area.
Okay.
I'm always aiming to please my partner. That's my job. I'm a pleaser. I feel like when I make them happy, it makes me happy.
Okay.
I'm trying to make sure I word this right. I've never been one of those people who thought I was good enough on a movie, but I know that I've always satisfied my partner. I enjoy oral sex. I'm very good at it, and I have a lot of different techniques. A lot of men love oral, but a lot of men never had it done right, if you can follow those lines.
So I hope you're going to give us a few pointers on your techniques, at least one that tells us how to do it right.
All right. Because I'm switching subjects, I'm going to try to make it a little bit more understandable. As far as let's start with where I started with the gooch. I like to take an ice cube and put in my mouth and use my lips and my tongue and rub it around the gooch area and just to stimulate the male, get him excited, get him aroused. That's kind of like my foreplay. That's my appetizer for the main course. Okay?
Okay.
I have got a lot of positive feedback from different guys in that area doing those type of things.
Okay.
Also, the reaction you get when you do that. An ice cube in one of the most sensitive spots on your body. Also,
no, hold on. So I need to repeat that so it can stay in my mind.
Make sure everyone hears it.
Yeah, so everyone can hear it and it stays in my mind. So you say you get an ice cube and you go to the gooch.
Yes.
Which is the area that's between the balls and the anus, right?
Yes.
And then you put the ice cube in your mouth. So, and then you stimulate it with your tongue, or you stimulate it with your lips, or you stimulating it with the ice cube while it's in your mouth. How you working that? D.
I'm sorry, I'm here. Yes, you're stimulating it with the ice cube.
Okay. And while it's in your mouth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Got you. Go ahead. Next.
Okay, all right. I didn't want to jump subject, so that's, what I concentrate on as far as the gooch area is concerned. Also, what I was saying was that the male anus is also the male G-spot.
Okay.
It's not directly in the anus, but it's in that area.
Right.
It's very sensitive, and you'll get a lot of positive feedback from that as well.
Okay.
I don't know how comfortable everyone is with their partner, but me, I like to give him oral sex in his anus and on the gooch, both with the ice cube.
Okay. Go ahead now. So, question:
Yes, ma'am.
How far is the G spot that's not all the way in the anus, like 1 inch, 2 inch?
I'm actually not sure. I don't want to lie to you. I'm not positive about how far the gooch is. I mean, the male G spot is from the anus. I'm not exactly sure.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this little piece right here, and then you can pick it up. So, from what I can recall from a medical standpoint, is the stimulating of the prostate that's give that intense feeling.
Yeah.
And usually you can find it with the index finger.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's just from the medical standpoint. So I think you're talking about the same thing.
And we are.
Okay.
You just put it in the right words.
Okay.
I didn't have the right terminology.
Okay. All right. Now come on. Next.
Also, I enjoy oral sex, and my partner does too. 90% of men does as well. I'm very good at that, and sometimes I'd rather do that than have regular sex because I get aroused and I enjoy it just as much as I do for the person I'm giving it to. A lot of women may not be able to open their mouth as wide. One thing about the lifestyle is that men on men know exactly what you want, how to do it, and where to do it because we're already the same sex and we have the same body parts.
Right.
So it's a lot easier for us to get into bed and get down. As far as oral is concerned, I like it on the lifestyle tip because our mouths are wider, our throats are deeper than a female is more of a smaller physique is what I'm trying to say. I enjoy giving oral sex, and a lot of people have trouble going far down, gagging. I've never had problems in that area. The back of your throat is very, very sensitive. And I've noticed that anytime you put two sensitive things together, it's kind of like rubbing two sticks together. The tip of the male's penis is just as sensitive as the back of your throat. And 9 times out of 10, once the male hits the back of your throat, and I don't mean just the tip, I mean like you really go down on it and the male hits the back of your throat, that's like another key pointer, just like the gooch and everything else we talked about, the male G-spot, everything else we talked about. A lot of people don't know, but the further down you go, the better it feels.
Oh, okay. So you don't have to use any kind of antiseptic to deaden your throat for it to be a easier maneuver?
I'm going to be honest with you. I have heard of people using, I don't use anything. I don't use an ice cube. I don't use a numbing gel. I don't use any medicine. I don't use any sex toys. It's straight flesh on flesh. The back of the throat, not only is it sensitive, it's soft and it's tight. And the further back you go, the smaller the area gets. So when you put the head of the penis in the back of the throat, the further you go, the tighter it gets. Sometimes that's better than a hole.
Wow.
Yes, ma'am.
So
I have got a lot of positive feedback in that area. I've studied it. I pay attention, and I really like it.
okay. So do you have to have a tight seal, or you just keep your mouth open?
I'm going to be honest with you. It's just like oral sex. I look at it as regular sex, just two different areas. I feel like the tighter, the better.
Okay.
You want to keep your lips as tight as possible, but you don't want to be dry. It's like a technique. It's kind of like driving a stick shift. You want to keep it moist and tight at the same time while in motion.
All right.
You definitely don't want to leave it open because it's not much feeling. You also have to be careful to keep your teeth out of the way.
Right.
You definitely don't want to, make a mistake or hurt your partner.
Okay. All right.
You want every step of it to be enjoyable,
Right.
pleasurable.
Yes. Most definitely.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
do you have a safe word, like if before you start, in case they go too deep?
I'm going to be honest with you. With my partner, I've been with since I was a child. I mean, not but I'm going to say a young adult. And we've never established a safe word. It's kind of like eye contact and motion. It's kind of like a silent thing. It goes without saying. It's an agreement that you have. It's a connection you have with your partner that I have with my partner. We don't necessarily say pineapples. Okay, you went too deep. It's just kind of like, you know, the feedback you get from what you're doing will let you know what you're doing. It's a conversation with no words.
Okay.
Body language.
All right. So do you play around, since you said pineapple, do you play around with any fruits or whipped cream or syrup?
I'm going to be honest with you. When I first watched the movie, I don't know the name of it, and I believe it was Girls Trip. They were using a grapefruit, and they had cut a hole in it. And I thought in the beginning, oh, God, that's wild. I wouldn't try that. I wouldn't want to waste food. And, you know, I'm thinking I could do better with my throat than I could do with a grapefruit. Well, of course, you know, curiosity killed the cat. One day I was bored. I wanted to try something new. I'm always looking for something new, something different, something to keep the levels up, something to keep my partner intrigued. So I got bored one night, and I said, I'm going to go and get a grapefruit. I'm going to try it. Now, the way I did it was I cut a hole in it, and I put it over the shaft. And as I'm giving the oral pleasure, I'm moving the grapefruit up and down. Now, between the middle of the grapefruit, it's the tightness, the feeling of the food, the wetness, and then me on top. So that's on the bottom, and I'm on the top. It's ultimate pleasure for the male prostate area.
Now you got to repeat that. You got to repeat that again.
Okay. What I was saying was I'm always looking for something to keep the levels up in the bedroom.
Okay.
I'm always looking for new stuff, new tricks, new things, something to keep it spicy. I always want to please my partner, so one night I decided to try the grapefruit. I cut a hole in it, and I stuck it over, and I put it over the shaft.
Okay.
As I put the grapefruit over the shaft, I then begin performing oral sex to the top half of the shaft.
Okay.
At the same time, I'm moving the grapefruit up and down. Now, the grapefruit is just as good as the mouth because it's tight, it has a little moisture, and the texture of it is ultimate pleasure for the male area.
So where are your hands?
One hand is around the grapefruit on the outer side, while the inside is caressing or massaging the shaft.
Okay.
My mouth is on the top of the shaft, and the other hand is behind my back.
Behind where?
Behind my back.
Oh. Okay.
My motto is less is best.
Okay.
Had the grapefruit not been there, both hands would be behind my back.
Oh, wow.
I think that gives you a little more leeway. You won't stop as fast. You won't be so quick to push back. You know, a lot of guys like that. I'm just going on things that I've heard, I've seen throughout my, you know, experiences.
All right.
I like to try different things. Everybody else is grabbing it. Put your hands behind your back and see what happens with that. You know, that's what I came up with.
Okay. So, what you got next?
Another thing is my boyfriend, my lover, my partner, whatever the proper terminology is higher inclined in the sexual area than me. So I learn a lot from him, and I enjoy sex with him because just as well as I'm trying to show him new things, he's showing me new things as well. My boyfriend is the type of guy that likes to do any and everything to get his ultimate pleasure. I've never been in a position where a person likes to be...
Can you hold that thought?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we're going to a commercial break, and we'll be right back.
How can you find a reliable source of CBD products? Introducing Holistic Wellness Boutique, a revolutionary collection of CBD tinctures, CBD topicals, CBD edibles, CBD pet products, and other relevant CBD products that help you incorporate CBD into your everyday lifestyle. The best part? Through our special Radiant Transformations program, Dr. Alea Daniel, PharmD, a well-regarded wellness coach, licensed pharmacist, and the mind behind the idea of Holistic Wellness Boutique, will also introduce you to a healthier lifestyle through proper education, nutrition, and a thorough medication evaluation to make the most of our exemplary CBD products. If you are struggling with a chronic condition, we can help you discover how to live a more holistic lifestyle through wellness coaching and the proper selection of hemp-derived CBD products. Visit HolisticWellnessBoutique.com to schedule a consultation or order an audacious combination of hemp-derived CBD products that will rejuvenate your mind, body, and spirit.
Today's world exposes our youth to life experiences that are well beyond that which their years should allow. Violence, trauma, poverty, injustice. Our children's lives and their livelihoods are in constant danger. Wisdom Inc. is a community-based organization designed to save young lives by reducing violence and assisting youth in their personal development. Wisdom stands for wise individuals structuring and developing youthful minds. Through our collective wisdom, we can change lives for the better. Wisdom Inc., reducing violence, developing youth, saving lives.
Welcome back to Bedroom Chronicles. My name is Mercury Risings and Mercury's Rising, and I am your host today. My guest is D Money, and D Money is a young man that is telling us about his sexual experience in the bedroom with the same sex, and it is hot. So D Money, please continue. Please continue.
All right. What I was saying was that my partner is the type of person that is willing to try and do any and everything to get to his full capacity of satisfaction sexually in the bed. He has taught me things I never even thought about. I'm constantly trying to show him things. He's constantly trying to do things because we want to keep it spicy. We want to keep the level.
You went down some. Your voice, yeah. So I heard you say that your partner is always trying to teach you new things, and you're trying to learn new things from your partner. And
yes, we're always looking for new things, something to keep the levels up, something to keep it spicy. We're always trying to teach each other new things. One thing about it, he taught me that he likes to be stuck and stuck at the same time.
Well, he likes to be what?
Stuck and stuck at the same time.
Stuck and. You said stuck and stuff?
Stuck and sucked.
Stuck and sucked at the same time. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So how do you do that?
He likes for me to bend him, put him in a missionary position, and bend his legs back as far as possible, and insert my penis into his anus, and bend forward, and give him oral at the same time. And I'm giving him penetration.
Huh. Okay. And how is that? How is that maneuver? Is that kind of a hard position to be in?
Yes, it's kind of awkward.
Okay. Wow.
It is kind of awkward, but it feels good, and it gives him like the ultimate satisfaction. And it's just something I never even thought of even trying to do before.
Okay. So maybe the last 10 minutes of the show, I want you to repeat that, so keep a mental note of that, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So how do you follow up after that position?
How do I follow up as far as
the
ending, or how do I get my pleasure?
Yeah, let's talk about how do you get yours after he's had that wonderful experience.
Well, of course, as I'm penetrating him, it's, feeling good and getting me where I need to go as well. It's satisfying me as well. So that's how I get my satisfaction. But the reaction I get out of him when I'm penetrating him and giving him oral sex at the very same time, my partner is large in the middle area, okay? And I don't have to bend down real far, so it's kind of easy to do. It may sound awkward, but it's kind of easy to do because you don't have to bend so much like a pretzel.
Okay.
But make a long story short, I get my pleasure from my penis and going into him, inserting it in him.
Okay. So, for some of the females that have asked me, and that's why I am asking you, what are some of the things that a woman can look out for? What are some of the things that a woman? What are some of the things that a woman can look out for to determine whether her man might be on your team instead of my team?
What are some of the things that the women can do to what?
No. What are some of the things that a woman should pay attention to with her partner, her male partner, to determine whether he may be on your team and not on my team?
Okay. A lot of guys aren't upfront and honest.
Right.
A lot of guys like to, play both two sides of the field. make a long story short, what I'm saying is, if the guy is directing you to his anus area, if the guy is paying more attention to your anus area, if the guy is asking for anal instead of regular sex, those are some signs. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean every guy that asks for anal sex is gay or bi or on the down low. Some men just are intrigued in that area.
Right. And I agree with you on that, because I've spoken to numerous gay men, and they've all relayed kind of the same message. But you do have straight men that are interested in that area. Now, on the note of straight men, as long as the straight guy, say a straight guy got with a gay guy, and then the straight guy is going to say, well, I'm not gay or bisexual because I'm not doing anything. He is doing all the performing on me. So what do you think about that?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that for me one time?
So if you have a straight partner and a straight man, gay guy, the straight guy is going to say, well, he got a girlfriend or a wife and some kids. So he's going to say he's not gay or bisexual because he only let the gay guy go down on him, and he's not using any of his body parts on the gay guy for any reason at all. So it's like the gay guy give him some oral, but he's not returning any favors. So does that make him gay, bisexual, or what? Or just down low?
I would say it would definitely be bisexual.
Okay. But he's not recognized as being bisexual.
Well, everyone has their own perception. I've been with a guy for 17 years, and he doesn't want anybody to know of us or his lifestyle.
Okay.
He does enjoy women as well. He does enjoy women as well. But he does not consider himself bi or gay. So it's a very touchy subject. I don't really know how to answer that because everybody has their own perception or persona or what they believe.
Okay.
But to me, anytime you do certain things or you lay down with the same sex, you're definitely bisexual. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Okay. So what are some of give me, if you can, say 4 things that a gay guy would do that a straight or bisexual won't do that a female, say for instance myself, I would know to pay attention. Like this.
One thing.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
For instance, what?
You said 4 things. One thing why straight guys or DL or bisexual guys turn to the same sex or gay men or however you want to reference us in them is because a lot of women don't like to give anal pleasure. A lot of women don't like to swallow. A lot of women don't like the deep throat. We do all the things that the women don't do or don't like to do, and we do it without having to be told or asked. And sometimes that really, really takes it to another level in the guy's mind.
Now, see, I was thinking, I like that answer, but what I was thinking that the women had no competition with the men with was that.
I would agree with that. Because a lot of women can't even handle anal sex. The women's body is not built for it. They can't take the pain. A male's body is a little bit stronger. And there's really no real competition, just like a gay guy could not be in competition with a woman because certain stuff a woman do that we can't do. Right. You guys get wet without any materials. You guys climax on the penis. We can't. So there's kind of like certain things you can do, women can do that we can't do, and there's things we can do that women can't do.
And you really never thought about what the women can do versus what the man can do. But I heard this. So it's 2 things that a woman definitely can't compare to what a man can do, which is stimulating the prostate and the squeeze that the man's anus will give that partner. Now, I had some gay guys to tell me that. So they said is the squeeze is so tight that when they ejaculate, when they come, it skeets out, like you turn on the water faucet out. What do you call it? Sprinklers outside. You turn on the water, sprinklers outside, but it's on a timer, and you see it'll squirt up in the air, then it'll stop, and it'll squirt up in the air. So that's how they describe that that second thing that the women can't compete with, which we can.
And I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Also, the anus area is 10 times tighter than a vagina.
Mm-hmm.
The anus is kind of like doing a virgin for the first time.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And it's over and over again, you get the same tightness.
Mm-hmm.
A vagina kind of loosens up, it gets wider, it stretches, it expands, it pushes babies out. You know, the anus after anal sex, it goes right back to normal. Sometimes the vagina does too, and sometimes it doesn't. Also, I've been told from...
You're going away. You need to come back. Your voice is going away, fading
I'm sorry,
away.
do I sound okay now?
Yeah, you better
I
now.
apologize.
Okay.
I apologize. The anus area is a great place to explore different things other than the norm.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of guys just are used to regular wham, bam, thank you, man, the normal sex.
Mm-hmm.
But when you start doing different things that they're not used to, it really, really opens up the mind to things that you didn't know you would be interested in.
Right.
And you might find out something that you like that you didn't know you liked.
Mm-hmm. So a knife in your bedroom, how long does that last? It seems like a very long time.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. My partner does not enjoy normal sex. There is no quickie. There is no climaxing one time.
Mm-hmm.
My partner likes to climax 3 and 4 times. My partner's like 3 and 4 positions, and we always last, I'm going to say, a couple hours. I don't want to put a time frame on it because I want to be as honest as possible.
Okay.
I don't watch the clock, but honey, let me tell you, we don't come up with nothing but air. I'm not going to lie to you.
So, let's see what else, because we can just take this in order from head to toe. So we've done from the I guess from the top of the head down to. So what about the breast area? We have
The breast area,
yeah.
99% of men are just as sensitive in the breast, chest, however you want to refer to it for a male area, as women. A lot of men do like their nipples sucked, especially during sex. Sometimes I like to ride my boyfriend and suck his nipples while I'm riding him. He really enjoys that.
Okay.
He really enjoys the penetration and the oral at the same time. But as far as the nipples is concerned, it's kind of like, just like for a female, it's a very sensitive area, and it helps you get to where you're trying to go.
All right. Wow. So it sounds like you're saying basically with a man likes exactly the same thing a woman like, with maybe 1 or 2 things on the side that we haven't indulged in repeatedly, like the anus thing. But some women do now. Some
Repeat that for me one more time. I want to make sure I heard you correctly.
I was saying that it seems like a man on man likes the same as a woman and a man, with give or take 1 or 2 things, and most of that is related just to the anus area.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I would totally agree with that.
Okay.
I believe heterosexual sex is just as good as,
Okay.
sex.
On that note, we're going to a commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Yes, ma'am.
Welcome to Burke's Jewelry. How may I help you?
We're looking for engagement rings.
We offer a wide selection. However, I believe we have just what you're looking for. Burke's Jeweler is your family's jeweler at 491 Flat Shoals Avenue Southeast, Atlanta, Georgia 30316 in East Atlanta Village.
Are you an artist, a writer of spoken word? Do you have content ready but need exposure? Get to know me. I'm Alicia, host of a new Facebook live stream show called The Flavor, where we promote local and international talent of all genres. Here are some rules and regulations to the videos that we'll be accepting. They must be radio ready, no cursing, no lewd language. You must send us contact information as well as a YouTube link to your video so we can extract it from there. Email us at 1061tv@gmail.com. And we thank you for your time.
Hey, I'm not in right now. Sorry. Leave me a message.
I just wanna love you. Meet me at the hotel room, or you can come over. So many things I wanna do to your body, driving me crazy. I just wanna love you. Meet me at the hotel room, or you can come over. So many things I wanna do to your body.
Welcome back to Bedroom Chronicles. My name is Mercury's Rising, and I'm your host today. And we have on the phone D Money. D Money is giving us a view that we can actually picture of his intimate bedroom tactics that he and his boyfriend of a number of 17 years have been using to keep everything new. So D Money, we have been basically going from head to toe. So you stopped. You just got finished talking about the breast or the chest area that is just as sensitive for a man as it is for a woman. And we covered the penis and we covered the anus. So do you go any kind of stimulation below the knee?
Yes, ma'am. I actually try to cover exactly what you said, head to toe. There's not a part on my partner's body I have not licked, touched, or tickled.
All right. So let's talk about the licking part.
Yes, ma'am.
So do you flip him over and lick from back of the neck on down, or?
Yes, ma'am. I have done that many of times, and he gives me a reaction that you wouldn't believe every time.
Mm-hmm. So does his reaction turn you on and make you want to go even further?
Yes. Yes, and actually, the more he reacts, the more I do. It's kind of like you're trying to figure something out. You're trying to find his spot. And the more he giggles or wiggles or moans, it tells me that I'm doing the right thing.
Oh. So have you had him call Jesus yet?
Oh, yes. My name, Jesus, a few profanity words. Yes, I've had all of those experiences.
Oh, lovely. So, let's talk about massages. I'm sure you're doing some massages, right?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Do you heat your oil?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Do you heat the oil for the massage, or you just use coal oil?
I've never heated the oil before, to be honest with you. I thought about it, and I never got around to it. I said one day maybe I would try it, because that's just something I keep in the bag when I want to try something new. I normally use regular oil, cold oil, and I like to start with the oil for some reason with the partner on their stomach. For some reason, I feel like you do the back first.
We need to get a little clearer. Your voice going away again.
I've never used the oil heated up. I've always used it room temperature or cold. My perception of that is everyone could use a good massage. I like to start from the back and work my way to the front. I like my partner on their stomach, and then I do the back, because once you go to the front, everyone knows what's the next step.
So do you have any type of hand maneuvers for your for the front?
As far as pleasuring the
penis,
genital area while I'm massaging?
Yeah.
There's no specific way. I just kind of go with the flow. I don't have a setup. I don't have a routine. I don't want to make it seem like, it's more than what it really is. It's kind of like just self-explanatory. I just move my hands in a motion of a slower, circular, there's no particular way that I use.
So, so do you set up the room for a romantic atmosphere before you get started?
I'm sorry?
Before you get started, so if you go into him or he's coming to you, do you set up like a romantic scene, play music and all of that?
I'm going to be honest with you. Me and my partner are both very into the scene, role play, the room. I'm a candles person. I like rose petals. Me and my partner don't get together often because we live in different states. We live very far apart. So when we do, I try to make it the ultimate enjoyment each time. So whenever he comes to visit me or I go to visit him, I definitely set the room and the mood before we both are there.
So what kind of music you like?
I like slow jams. I like R. Kelly. I like 112, Genuine, any type of bedroom slow jams, R&B, anything to get the mood right.
Okay. So, are you into toes?
I'm sorry?
Are you all into toes? Toes, feet.
Toe? I'm sorry?
TOES.
Honestly, one time I did, as I was penetrating him in the missionary position, I did suck his toes. He did me the same way one time, but that wasn't nothing that we stuck with or tried again. It was just something we wanted to try. It wasn't 100% something that we have to have. We wouldn't be opposed to it, but we also don't check it off on a checklist.
Okay, so what is one thing that you would have to have?
I have to have oral sex done both parties in every intimacy, hookup, encounter, whatever we would call it. I don't want to say the wrong word, but oral is a must for both parties in my book. It's a requirement.
Requirement.
Just as well as I enjoy it, my partner enjoys it just as much as I do.
Okay. So what's a no-no?
A no-no is, honestly, to me, it's only really maybe two no-nos. One is I'm real funny about my body. I don't care who I love, how long I've been with the person. I don't trust no one like I trust me. So right now, and I mean, I haven't always been like this, a no-no is raw sex. I don't really enjoy the raw sex because, of course, it's enjoyable. I want it, but I don't want to die for it. I have to be smart.
Right.
We also have to be safe. Just because you're having fun, you still have to do the right thing and think and protect each one. I don't want to cause him a problem. I don't want to cause me a problem. So I always try to protect ourselves.
And since you said that about protection, like I said earlier, I talked to a lot of gay guys, and one thing that I found out is that they clean out their anus before sex.
Yes, that's 100% a must in my perception. I never, ever, ever have any type of intercourse without properly cleaning myself.
Okay. Just thought I would mention that. And from the conversation we are having, even though it's about the same-sex partner, it'll work for heterosexual partners as well. All the techniques that D-Money is giving us today. So, D-Money, what else can you give us? I'm sure you're hiding something back there.
I'm going to be honest with you. This is my first time. I'm really nervous. I do have a lot of knowledge. I wasn't really prepared. I should have been because I had a lot of time to, think about it. But I'm kind of like just going with the flow, to be honest with you. I'm not a real high sex drive person, but everyone loves it. I enjoy it, and I never turn it down from the right person.
It's from the right person, huh? So
yeah. So
that is. Are you saying that maybe you see other people other than your 17-year partner?
I have definitely had other sex partners. I have definitely been in one other relationship, but nothing is like what I'm in right now. When I tell you I love my partner from the top of his head to the bottom of his feet, I even love the negative. I don't want to be with nobody else. I plan on spending the rest of my life with him, and neither one of us is perfect, but I'm willing to work with whatever problem he has, and hopefully he's willing to do the same for me.
Okay. And this is the man that you says see females every now and then, right?
Yes, ma'am. He's bisexual. He won't admit it, but I can tell you. When I met him, we had a very open and honest relationship. He told me from day one, he said, I'm not gay. I love women, but I don't know what it is about you. I have to have you. Can you accept that? And we came to an agreement, and I'm okay with that. Because at the end of the day, that's natural. It's natural for a man to want sexual relations with a woman. I never wanted to change him. I just don't prefer to do it myself. That's just my own personal feeling. But I'm willing to try anything once and twice if I like it, if you could read between those lines.
And I hate to ask you this question, but do you think that is fair to the woman or the women that he's involved with to not know that he's intimate with a man?
I'm going to be honest with you. He has a child by a young lady. She did find out about us, and it made her want him more.
Wow. And I heard that before too, you know.
The what?
I said I've heard that before. Once the woman finds out about the gay partner, that they actually are accepting of it.
Yeah, and I'm not going to say she was real. I don't agree with the fact that she was accepting of it because I don't think she liked the fact that he was lying and hiding it to her. And I don't think that she knew, and I don't think she liked it. But for some reason, once she found out that he had an alternative lifestyle, it made her want him more.
Wow.
And everyone noticed it.
So, I've had some. I would say I have a few classes on some stuff, and they brought in, for every subject that was in this particular book, they brought in a person to represent this. So they brought in a person to represent a gay man, which was an older guy at the time, that was married for like 40 years, but he had the tendencies, but he never acted on it while he was. When his wife and his kids, when he was with his wife, but his kids was young. But then after the kids grew up and then the kids left the home, then he told his wife that he was, he realized now that he's actually gay. Even though all their friends on her side and his side was gay. So what he explained to us was, and it was a class, he explained to us that it was, she took the time to try to change him back to heterosexual. And that's when him and her started having all these type of different sexual experience that he wasn't experiencing with her through the years when the kids are at home. So you think that maybe this is what this young lady is trying to do with your partner?
To be honest with you, I'm really not sure. I never even really thought about it that far until you just brought it to my attention.
Okay. All right. So, you think that would be worth it, or do you think once a man, you know what they say, once you go black, you never go, what is it? Once you go black, you never go back, or whatever it is. So if you have a
true statement.
Huh?
I do agree with that, and I believe it's a true statement.
Okay, so do you think that once he's had that alternative lifestyle, that he won't actually ever let that go?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Okay. So, do you think that, now, I've heard this too, from a good source. So, they said you can't change a man back, just like you said, to being a heterosexual man. And I don't know if you can, since you're not a woman, I don't know if you can, a gay woman, that you can actually say this, and maybe I need to just talk to a gay woman to bring on and see about this particular answer. So they say a woman is easier to revert back to being a straight woman than a gay man can revert back to being a heterosexual man.
Are you asking me or telling me?
I'm asking you if you agree with that.
Do I agree that a woman could turn a man back straight?
No. If it was a gay woman, do you think that she would be able to revert back to being a heterosexual woman? Meaning, would she be able? You think so?
Yes, ma'am, I do. There's no competition when it comes to penis, even with gay women, as far as my perception.
Wow.
I could be wrong. I don't know everything. I'm not psychic, but I do know a lot of gay females that still sleep with men behind their partner's back because there's nothing like the real thing.
Okay, commercial break. We'll be right back. Oh, we're going to come back with that one.
Mm-hmm.
Good afternoon. I'm Lieutenant Elmer Horn with Douglas County Sheriff's Office, and we're here at one of our communities, and Sheriff Pounds is here with us. And Sheriff Pounds is very involved in his communities, and he come out. We brought out our grill and our smoker so we can come out and help cook for this community. And Sheriff Pounds himself has come out and helped cook with us, and he's here to cook and help these folks today.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of the programs that I call Taking My Community Back. If you don't get out there and get involved in your community, you ain't gonna be able to get it back. And the sad part about it, we losing our young men at such a pace that it's unreal. We got to come up with something that will help us with these children. Got to. So this is what I'm doing. I love it. I'm out here in the sun. It's hot, but like I said earlier, we're going to do these until we get that gap between law enforcement and the community bridge. We're going to bridge that gap because we're going to get out here, we're going to shake hands, we're going to find out if they got any kind of problem we can assist them with, and invite them to the sheriff's office and come to the roll call. Just come see what's going on at the office. Thank y'all so much for being here.
Thank you, Sheriff Pounds. And like I said, this is just one of many events that we bring this grill out to help with our communities and get involved.
Hi, I'm Michael Cowell, your funniest man on the planet, and you're watching TV 1061, your global network. Stay tuned, because that's how they do it over here. Big time party. All right, see y'all later. Bye.
Welcome back to Bedroom Chronicles. My name is Mercury's Rising, and I'm your host. And on the phone, we have D Money. And now we are talking about the gay woman and the penis. So, D Money.
Yes.
You mentioned before we went to commercial that basically there's power in the penis because a gay woman, she's going to still go behind her partner and, you know, and enjoy the dick, right?
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about that because you said you had quite a few friends.
Okay, I had quite a few friends. I'm sorry.
You said you have quite a few gay friends, or you know quite a few gay women that actually return to the penis.
Yes, ma'am. What I do believe is that whether they are the stud or the feminine type, I have noticed that they all revert back to the real thing because there's nothing like the real thing as far as my opinion.
Okay. All right. So I'm glad you said for us your opinion because this is just his opinion and my opinion and information that we've gained from our at Worldly Adventures. So D Money, you told me about the best part of your sexual adventures in the bedroom. What's the worst thing that you've experienced?
The worst thing was when I was growing up, it was not like I could go and sit down and talk to my parents and say, hey, I'm ready to, start exploring my sexual side. So I have to figure a lot of things out.
You fading away, D Money.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Does it sound better now?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay. When I was growing up, I had to figure a lot of things out on my own. It wasn't like I could go and sit and talk to my parents and say I'm ready to explore my sexual side. So I did not know about protecting myself, cleaning myself out. Acostas, I don't know if you're familiar with that termination, but it's very common in the gay lifestyle. It's very embarrassing as well. When I first started out, after maybe my first or second time, I noticed that I did not really enjoy it. It hurted, and I didn't clean myself out. It was horrible. I didn't think I would do it for 30 years.
Wow.
He's sitting here 30 years later enjoying it.
Okay. So, a lot of people don't know, especially straight people, but the different levels, categories of gay people, like the flaming. So can you explain the different categories for me?
I may not be able to word them correctly.
That's fine.
If you would go over the terminology for each one, I may not be able to word it. We may use different words, but there is 3 different levels.
Okay.
That is correct.
All right, so there's flaming and firecracker, and I forgot the third one.
Okay. Somebody may be able to explain it different to you than me, but my perception, and the reason why I keep saying my perception is because I don't want you to think it's the way it is. Right. That's just the way I view it, or I see it, or I can relate. I could be wrong.
Okay.
When I say flame, when we use the first terminology of flaming, that's out the closet, very feminine, very open, kind of feminine, a pocketbook, nails, earrings, hair, makeup, maybe a tranny. That's what we would call flaming.
Okay.
The next terminology, what would be the second one that you named?
Firecracker.
Firecracker. I'm really not too certain with that one. I would think that was the one with the attitude attitude and the personality minus the female clothing and the so flamboyantness.
Right.
That would be the middle grade if I'm saying it right.
I believe you are, because that, to my understanding, is the firecracker is the most, it's off over the top gay guy. And that's the one that you might see that's popping the finger and throwing their head around and twisting and all that. So.
Yes, ma'am. I would agree with that.
Okay, so what's the third category?
The last category? What was the terminology you used? I didn't
remember. So I didn't remember the name of the third one, but I think the third one might be the one that's more masculine.
That's what I was just going to say. The last one, I would say, would be kind of like DL, masculine. You're not really sure. They may be bi. They don't dress up. They don't talk the gay lingo. They don't pop their fingers. They don't do the makeup, the female clothes. They don't do the gossip. It's kind of like the laid back. We would call them trades.
Trades?
Trade would be the street terminology for that. That is what I would consider my partner. If you met him, you would not know he was in the lifestyle.
Oh, okay. Now, what's that word again?
Trade.
Trade?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, wow. So you got you got flaming, firecracker, and trade. Okay. So, firecracker, no, flaming should be the hottest. So is it true that the flaming don't use their genitalia for anything other than to go to the restroom to pee?
I would 100% agree with that.
Okay. So those
are the ones that would reference them to more of a woman.
Yeah, okay. All right. And
They sit down to pee. They don't really like to penetrate. They only like to be penetrated. They're very feminine. They're very out in the open.
Okay. Well, I think we had a really good lesson today. At least I did. Some of it was a refresher course, but anything else you would like to share with us?
No, ma'am. I actually enjoyed it. Thanks for having me. Thanks for inviting me.
Well, don't go nowhere yet. We probably have a couple more minutes. It's something else you can come dig up out that
No,
bag.
I'm not hanging up. Not at all. I'm here
So,
to hear.
I think you had I think you want to get a couple of more tricks that you had in your bag that you could, because I said probably 4. I think you only gave me maybe 1.
The first thing was the male gooch, the area in between the balls and the anus. That was one tip.
Right.
The second tip was the oral sex going all the way down because both areas are sensitive. The third one would have been the oral sex to the anus. The fourth one would be the nipple play and the kissing. I feel like when you're with your partner, there shouldn't be no limit.
Okay.
Anything to please your partner. Everyone might not agree with that, but that's my object. I don't worry about me getting pleased. I worry about pleasing my partner because mine is going to come along. I'm going to get mine as long as he's getting his.
Okay. So on the last tip, let's talk about spitting and swallowing. And then that would be spitting or swallowing. So that'll be 5 tips that you can tell me about. So the spitting and swallowing. So if you're gonna swallow, what do you do?
Okay, when I was referring to the oral sex, I really enjoyed it. My partner really enjoyed it. It's a requirement in every session. I feel like when I was talking about the further you go down the throat, it gets sensitive. I enjoy swallowing. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't taste nasty. It don't make me sick. Some people have said, those things. That's why I'm referring to those.
Right.
I don't know what it does for the male or the other person or the trade or the DL, but for some reason, a lot of men really like that.
Okay.
Not everyone's comfortable with doing that.
Okay. So is that something that you and your partner talked about, what he prefer or you prefer before y'all actually did it?
Years ago when we first started and we were young and we were trying to figure each other out, what we like, what we don't like, what we want, what we require, that was one thing that he told me he really likes and he couldn't give me a real reason why or what it does for him, but it's something that he likes and I'm a person that don't mind doing it, so that was something that worked good. We both agreed on it.
Okay. Wow. Whew, that's a lot. So you got number 6?
I'm sorry?
Do you have a number 6?
Not right now at the moment, but I can definitely work on it. I can't think of nothing right offhand, but I have a little slogan, and I like to say, I'm very comical, but I'm also very honest. I might not be much on my feet, but I am a mess in those sheets. I work well laying down. Okay.
Well, I am so happy and thankful that you decided that you will join me and Facebook and YouTube on this wonderful Thursday evening to tell us about all your bedroom escapades. And I hope that you'll come back again. So you don't have to go anywhere, but I'm going to make an announcement. So on Wednesdays, we have the flavor and the playlist. The flavor is from 8 p.m. It starts at 8 p.m. The playlist is at 9:30 p.m. On Thursdays, we have Bedroom Chronicles, and that starts at 6 p.m. That's me. And on Saturday is One Nation at 2 p.m. and The Conversation at 3:30 p.m. On Sunday is the Talk Show Divas at 4:30 p.m. and the Talk Show Kings at 6:30 p.m. So you can join us on those days as well. And this is my book, Men in My Bed, True Love is Hard to Find, Relationship Chronicles. And this book is what brought about Bedroom Chronicles. So the book tells you about childhood trauma, relationships as an adult, and how the childhood trauma kind of did have an effect on the relationship as Sasha got older. But in the end, I think they all turned out to be pretty good. She looked at the lessons, the relationships as lessons, basically. It was a whole lot of praying throughout those many years. But Sasha had a pretty good and a strong family background, that basically her great-grandmother that was there for her in ways that you couldn't imagine without even knowing what was going on. Just the things that she kept her busy with kind of helped her keep her mind intact. So Bedroom Chronicles, every Thursday at 6 p.m. And hopefully in the next few weeks, Miss D Money, I'm calling you Doctor, D Money will be able to join us again. So D Money?
Yes, ma'am.
You can bring some of your friends, and we have like a nice round table discussion.
I would love to.
Yeah, get a couple of your female friends. I think the audience would really like that, because then you get perception of both the gay male and the gay female.
Yes.
So, yes.
Thank you for having me. I had fun. I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, till next time. Thank you.
Hey, I'm not in right now. Sorry. Leave me a message.
I just wanna love you. Meet me at the hotel room, or you can come over. So many things I wanna do to your body, driving me crazy. I just wanna love you. Meet me at the hotel.
Hi, I'm Harry Lennox, and you're watching TV 1061, your global network. Hi, I'm Harry Lennox, and you're watching TV 1061, your global network.
TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond.